What's going on, everyone? So Jarred Vanderbilt is expected to have a big year this year, especially on the defensive side of the basketball. Got his new contract. He's locked in with the Lakers long term, which is fantastic. Still extremely young, a lot of upside. He has been working like a madman all offseason, working on his three-point shot, and the hope is that it translates, right? There's a lot of questions about, is he going to start? Like, how are they going to do the starting lineup? We've seen a lot of Taurean Prince in the starting lineup. I know that there were some reports going around that Rui Hachimura is very likely to start, that is the projected starting lineup for the first game against the Denver Nuggets. I mean, that's possible. I don't personally buy it, right? Because it's like, we saw the dress rehearsal, and in that dress rehearsal, you could have started Rui Hachimura, but instead you decided to start Taurean Prince. Not just that, but I think Jarred Vanderbilt and Taurean Prince make more sense in the starting unit alongside D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis. Because Rui's not going to be able to be utilized offensively the way that we would like him to be and use his strengths on the offensive side of the basketball. He has been much improved shooting the three ball this year, which is great, but that's not his game. He's not just a stand in the corner 3-and-D style guy like a Taurean Prince is, like a Jarred Vanderbilt. And if Jarred Vanderbilt can shoot a respectable percentage this season, I don't know how you don't start him, right? And the one game that we got to see him play, which is unfortunate we didn't get to see him more throughout the course of preseason, it would have been really nice. But the one game we did get to see him play, he shot 66% from three. He was 2 of 3 from the three-point line, and he also missed his first one. So it was great to see him, miss the first one and then just quickly bounce right back. We also saw him shooting with much more confidence, right? Like he looked more comfortable shooting that shot than he did in the previous year, which, again, he's working hard on it. He's been, diligently nonstop since the moment the offseason started. We were getting videos and images. He was in Japan. He's here in the Lakers facility, just absolutely working and working hard. And I love that. And him defensively, I mean, you're talking about elite level defense, arguably the best on-ball defender in the entire league. The guy is just A1 in that department. But as you saw, he only played one preseason game, and there's a lot of questions and concerns of like, well, where's Jarred Vanderbilt going to be, and is he going to be healthy? I've gotten a lot of questions about it in like my live streams. I've seen a lot of comments, seen people just kind of in passing talking about like, hey, why don't we have any update or information about Jarred Vanderbilt? So I wanted to provide you a little bit of an update in regards to Jarred Vanderbilt and the injury. So we did get an update a couple weeks ago, or a week ago now, a little longer than that. Darvin Ham spoke about Jarred Vanderbilt and relayed that he is fully expected to be fine and healthy and to be available opening night, that there is no hiccups, that there is no questions about that. I've seen a lot of people just feeling like, oh, like they must be hiding something, or there's got to be something going on with Jarred Vanderbilt that we're not aware about. Why wouldn't they just announce that or release that information? And it's because it already happened, right? Like, how many times is Darvin Ham supposed to relay that Jarred Vanderbilt's fine and then it's just precautionary reasons? But me, I don't believe I made a video about it. I know I've talked about it on live streams and in passing, but I wanted to kind of, relay that information for those that aren't familiar or maybe didn't catch that Darvin Ham relayed that Jarred Vanderbilt is fully expected to be ready. And look, we're going to need him. We have a tough start to the season. I mean, 4 of our 5 first games are against, the very likely top 5 or 6 teams in the Western Conference and in the league. So the Lakers are really going to need Jarred Vanderbilt for his defense. I mean, the first game of the season is against Jamal Murray and the Denver Nuggets, right? And Jarred Vanderbilt and his ability to defend and at least slow down these stars, I think, is going to be very important, right? Him and his ability to just constantly pressure Jamal Murray, I think, will go a long way for the Lakers and their pursuit to start 1-0 on the season, to disrupt Denver's ring ceremony and just to kind of quiet the noise, right? Mike Malone has just been, talking, and my favorite thing is how he said the other day, like, oh, well, I don't understand what the big deal is about trash talk, but it's like, because you don't stop, right? Like, there's nothing wrong with the trash talk, right? When Mike Malone said what he wanted to say, it was totally fine, right? No one said anything on the initial talk, right? It was just like, okay, cool. But then he just kept going, and then they're at the parade, and he's going. And then he's sitting there crying about how, like, the media, all they want to do is talk about the Lakers and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, because you keep reminding them. You keep bringing the Lakers up. And it's like you're speaking about the Lakers more than anybody. And it's still the Lakers. If the media has an opportunity to talk and include the Lakers in anything, they're going to jump at any opportunity to do so. And so when you give them that fuel to the fire, guess what? They're going to run with it. So regardless, looking forward to that matchup. I cannot wait personally. And we need Jarred Vanderbilt. We need him for that matchup. We need all hands on deck. I know a lot of people were a little disappointed with the Phoenix Suns game, right? But look, we had our worst game that we had in the entire preseason. And when the key guys that we needed to be in were in, we won it, right? Whether, by 20 or we won by 2 or whatever, right? Like, it doesn't matter. A win's a win. And, I know people look at it, well, they didn't have Bradley Beal, they didn't have that. Okay, like, again, how many times do we see, if you actually watch a lot of basketball, how many times do you see teams go and beat star-studded teams with, like, their role guys because their stars are missing? I mean, Boston lost a game. Denver lost the game to, like, a bunch of, like, just into-the-bench guys. Like, teams lose because you have these guys that are like, this is our opportunity, this is our moment. A lot of teams, they play down to the competition. A lot of teams are, just overachieving when they're in that spot because they have nothing to lose, right? And on top of that, you add in the fact that, oh, wait, it's preseason, right? So the Lakers aren't going out there and trying to dominate. They played their starters like 20 minutes, right? If that was an actual real game where we were trying to win, they would have played their 30 plus minutes and they would have went and got the win. Because when the starters played and the key guys played, guess what? The Lakers were winning those minutes. And that's what matters. Lakers were fine throughout the entire preseason. There definitely was some concerns. There was some issues. Defensively, I hope that it was just the preseason defense, right? I'm hoping that it's not something to be a bit concerning with, because at times we saw absolute brilliance on the defensive end, and then other times we're getting beat and just missing rotations and stuff, which, again, I'm not too concerned with. And also Jarred Vanderbilt, he's going to help with that mightily. Same thing with like a Gabe Vincent. Guy, like, you're talking about missing Gabe Vincent and Jarred Vanderbilt, our two best on-ball point of attack defensive players. Like, anytime you're missing your two best defensive guys not named Anthony Davis, like, you're not going to be as good defensively as you might be otherwise. So, again, I don't really look at that as, like, majorly concerning or, oh, no, like, that's it, the Lakers are, like, I just don't perceive it that way. I think the Lakers are fine. Now, we'll see how it starts. But Jarred Vanderbilt, I fully expect to be primed, ready to go. Hopefully he is much improved shooting the three ball, whether he's coming off the bench, whether he's starting. But also I can see there being, based on matchups, different starting units. Like, I think the four main guys will always be there, right? Like D'Lo, Reeves, LeBron, and AD. As long as they're healthy and available, they'll start. But I think that fifth guy is going to be interchangeable. I think some nights you're going to see, a Rui Hachimura. Some nights you might see a Christian Wood or a Jackson Hayes for going up against a bigger lineup, things like that, right? So I fully expect there to be the main sort of starting unit, whether that's with Rui, whether that's with Prince, whether that's with Jarred Vanderbilt, where, on most nights, these are the five that we're going to go with, which I have advocated all offseason that it should be Jarred Vanderbilt. I think you want to keep that continuity. I think you want to keep that structure in line. I think you want to, that was the unit that led you to a Western Conference Finals, right? So why not continue with that, continue to build and develop that chemistry, especially if Jarred Vanderbilt can shoot any level of efficiency. And I'm talking any level of efficiency. Now you're just in great shape. I mean, that's the approach that I'd go. But regardless, whoever it is, like, I trust Darvin Ham to make that decision. And I don't really think you can go wrong with that fifth guy. right? Whether it is Rui, whether it's not. I just think with Rui, you want to capitalize on his skill set. But to me, it ultimately comes down to Jarred Vanderbilt. How well does he shoot the three ball? If he is super efficient from three, and I'm not talking necessarily 40+%. I'm talking about like even if he's just like 36, 37%. How do you take him off the court? Because he's going to lock down the best player on the other team and then give you efficient shooting. Like, that's all you could ask for. But anyways, as always, this is a discussion. And I hope you found this video informative. Again, like I said, I saw a lot of people kind of asking that question in my live streams. I know not everyone's in the live streams and stuff like that. And for those that aren't and want to join, please come on over. Every game, I do the watch along stream where we basically, watching the game, hanging out, having a good time, talking, and then do the post game stream following that. So we'll do that for pretty much every game. Obviously it's a long season, so things come up. I'm just myself. So, if there's a day where whatever, I got something going on. But outside of that, look forward to all those games. And I'll always give you a heads up if I'm going to miss. So if I don't give you the heads up, just expect me to be there and be ready. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you.